everybody, welcome to Robot Pool Party. It's been so long I forgot to say the name. I forgot the name.
For the name of our great show?
That's Matt right here, Patrick behind the camera, I'm Joe. We're at our new location, which is about 7 feet stage left of our previous location at Dragon's Lair in Austin, Texas. And it's been a couple weeks since we did like a full show, so let's get right into it.
Yeah, we got some pretty cool stuff. The Daredevil showrunner, Marco J. Ramirez, is going to be, he's tapped to adapt Akira for the big screen, which is probably one of the most famous Japanimés of all time.
The runner of a show I haven't watched yet, making a live adaptation that I don't think needs to be made about an anime that I didn't like.
Now, it needs to be made because we need to see the fat, like, this is South Park talking here. Do we need to see the fat Rosie O'Donnell monster?
First of all, it's been like 10, 15, maybe 20 years since I've seen Akira.
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't like it. I remember it was like, okay, 2 experiences of my childhood that I didn't like was sticking a fork in a light socket and watching Akira.
Wow.
And they were about on par.
But this is the guy to make Akira, though.
Right? Yeah, anyway, he's going to adapt Akira to the thing. I still have high hopes because, like, I kind of liked Akira. It did drag on for a while, and you're like, hurry up and kill the guy already. But whatevs. It's going to be cool. And then Ramirez, he also wrote for Sons of Anarchy. So that's that gives us some more credulence to his mad skills.
Alright. I don't know. I mean,
so we're mixed on this.
We're mixed on this.
We're mixed.
I'm not a fan of Akira. That's really what it comes down to. If you're like, he's going to do a Casey Jones show, I'd be like, all right, let's do the Casey Jones show. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, then this next news.
It's depressing?
It's not even depressing anymore. It's just a comical state of the decay of movies in America. The fact that this could actually happen.
The Transformers franchise could have as many as 12 sequels. So I don't know. They didn't specify if it was
that's
like
additional to what's going on. So there could be 18
Transformer movies.
Well, no, there's 4 right now. It's 4 and 12.
It's 5,
16.
right? They're on 5 right now.
I don't. Was Extinction 4 or 5?
I don't know. They all blended together.
It's the same movie.
I think Extinction was 4. I don't like any of them.
So yeah, they're watching after the second one. Oh, sorry.
I stopped watching after the parents scene in the second one, where his parents visit him in college. That's the worst scene.
But what about the one where they eat pot brownies?
That's the same scene.
Is it?
Yes.
All right. I saw the second one in theaters. I saw the second one in theaters.
You gave Michael Bay money. I watched it on basic cable.
Well, with human beings that drug me to it. And it was just so bad. There's so much about it that was horrible. Like the first one, you could
the first one was passable, and that was the biggest crime. Is that it was passable.
Passable is a little bit of a sketchy term for that movie, but it wasn't. It wasn't aberrant. I could look at it. It wasn't like Last Airbender, where I looked at it and I was like, they butchered everything about the source material. This is horrible. Like I saw Transformers and I was like, okay, this was bad. But it was good enough that maybe I'll see the second one when it comes out and hope they correct their mistakes.
And they did not.
Yeah, everything got 1,000 times worse.
And more racist.
Oh, it was so bad.
How do you have racist robots? They did it. They pulled it off. I guess kudos to you, Michael Bay.
If anybody could do it, Michael Bay, we knew you could. I just...
really believe in the power of your robo-racism.
Yeah, so I never saw a third one. I'm assuming you never did.
No.
The fourth one has been popping up on Netflix. It's like, it keeps showing up in my suggested movies. And I actually feel kind of offended by that.
Well, it's because you watch Transformers Prime.
Yeah, but Transformers Prime.
I watched Transformers Prime too, and they're like, you want to watch Transformers movie? And I'm like, no. You know, you like Mark Wahlberg? I'm like, no. Mark Wahlberg's my least favorite actor currently acting right now.
Well, I feel like that every time they recommend, they're like, hey, you like Bob's Burgers, so you'll like Family Guy and American Dad. No, I won't. Or like,
they're all animated shows. Congratulations for matching those.
Yeah, they can match that up. Or they'll be like, hey, you liked a Mel Brooks movie, so I know who you like, Adam Sandler. Wasn't even close. Like,
I want you to go Mel Gibson. That's where I thought you were taking.
No, I mean, like Mel Brooks and Adam Sandler are the same religion, and that's about it. That's where the similarities end. Like, you can't even say they both make comedies, because Adam Sandler hasn't been in a funny movie since ever. I've heard good things about Hotel Transylvania. I haven't seen it yet.
Was it really an Adam Sandler movie, or is it a DreamWorks movie that they shoot him to?
I think it's a DreamWorks movie that he does a voice for.
Yeah.
But The Happy Gilmore.
Well, you think maybe he focused in Hotel Transylvania because like he was a sound booth? Because like I know all of his other movies, he books them where he wants to go vacation on. So he's like phoning it in because he's on vacation. That's why they went to South Africa in that Drew Barrymore movie with him.
Oh,
and that's why
50 First Dates.
No, the other one. With their
Punch Drunk Love.
No, where they're grown-ups and they had kids. Not grown-ups. The movie.
Click.
One with the magic remote.
Blended.
He's in so much crap. It's so bad. Like Adam Sandler is just
And the worst thing is Adam Sandler fans. I had this one guy get really mad at the one he did with Andy Samberg, where he had the kid really young and stuff like that. He was like, "That's not as good as classic Sandler." And I'm
classic
Sandler, like that's a genre.
Like the new Pixar movie Pixels, the new Pixels movie that's coming out.
That looks terrible.
There's things I like about it. I like about half of it because I like the idea, but I liked it whenever Futurama did it. I like half the cast. I like Peter Dinklage and I like Josh Gad. I detest Kevin James and Adam Sandler. It's just,
Kevin James has got like even less of a personality than Adam Sandler. It's like I'm Kevin James.
He is just he's boring.
Yeah,
he's not a good comedian, and he's not a good actor. But I just
but he's willing to do nut shots. He's willing to kick in the nuts by any sort of CGI animal. So I guess that's what get his stock up.
He's doing the generic fat guy in a comedy bit, which as a big fat guy, that whatever. I've seen it done better. Like. I don't know. Like I heard somebody once describe him as a modern John Candy, and I wanted to slap him.
No. Modern John
I was like,
Candy.
how could you even come across that with Kevin James? All right, but we got off on that tangent because of Transformers 16.
Yeah. So
we might have to say that one day. Transformers 16.
You think they'll be like all Roman numerally, or anything?
No,
because like
it'll be
Transformers
Comic
fans can't
Sans for the Transformers fan base.
I imagine the 10th one being Transformers X.
Yeah, that's true. It'll go.
No, it'll be Transformers XXX is what it'll be.
It's the weird thing is
they don't have Megan Fox in it still.
The worst thing about the Transformers franchise, now that Shia LaBeouf has kind of actually come full circle and actually has become entertaining. Like I kind of like Shia LaBeouf now that he does like the motivational. Have you seen that?
No.
You have to check it out. It was just him against like a green screen of him doing this intensely aggressive motivational thing. It mostly consists of him just shouting, "Do it!" And people have taken it and they've like put it in like the scene where Luke is trying to raise the X-wing out of the swamp as he's like a Force ghost shouting at people.
I've probably seen the Super Saiyan one about 50 times.
Yeah, it's great, and it's the scene in Madagascar where they're all singing "I Like to Move It." They just superimpose him going, "Do it," and it's just Shia LaBeouf has become funny again. It's kind of like William Shatner, where he's moved past being such a horrible actor, where he's kind of embraced that he's kind of become a joke. Anyways.
Meta stuff.
Yes. The entity is becoming self-aware. Alright, what's our next topic? I feel like we got off on a tangent.
Well, we got off on a semi-tangent. So the director for Final Fantasy VII wants to remake Final Fantasy 5 and 6 as well. And he doesn't just want to update the graphics. He wants to do a total overhaul, bring it up to par, which is pretty cool because I liked 6 when it was on the Nintendo as 3, Super Nintendo as 3. And when I finally got to play 5, when it was ported to the PlayStation in one of the...
I like the idea, but I'd be afraid of them doing 5 and 6 in a more cinematic way. Because, I mean, there's something to be said that a part of the charm of that was that it was pixel graphics.
Oh, well, yeah.
You had, like, those 16-bit sound effects with, like, Kefka's laugh. It was like, yeah, like, it was signature.
Yeah. But how much of that charm is genuine charm and how much of it is nostalgia?
Probably a fair bit, but I think there's something to be said for that. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that Final Fantasy VI is like too perfect to ever be edited, and I'm all for them giving it a shot. It's the kind of thing that I just don't know if it'll have the same impact for me. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm stoked about this because 1, I like 5, I like 6. 2, that gives me hopes that they'll make 8 and 9. They'll adapt those into more.
I didn't like 8 at all.
You didn't like it at all?
9 I liked because because I disliked 8 so much that I was hoping 9 would be a return to like Final Fantasy 6, and it was because it was kind of sillier. It had graphics that weren't as realistic. It was very much more of a cartoony adventure.
I like 8. I'm quite happy with 8.
I didn't like that 8 didn't have a villain.
It did have a villain.
It was like at the very last minute you would learn who the villain is. I guess 9 did the same, and 10, and 11. Like Final Fantasy kind of fell into a rut. Like 7, you knew who the villain was. Like by the end of the first disc, you're like, that's the guy we're going to kill. That's the guy we're going to spend the next 50 hours working on.
Like anybody gets a theme song is like awesome.
Yeah.
Anyone that gets a theme song that's quite. Like, so I belong to a couple of Final Fantasy like boards and stuff like that. And anybody who gets more fan art than the heroes is the bad guy. Is like that's the bad guy is a successful villain.
Which is like in Final Fantasy 6, like Kefka was shaking your monkey tree from like the very first part of the game.
Like remember back in the day before you knew spoilers and stuff like that, before like, the strategy guide, when Kefka killed the Emperor, and you're like, what the.
When Kefka wins halfway through the game, and he destroys the world.
Destroys the world! And you're like, oh, okay.
And then how excited you were to realize that was the midpoint of the game.
Yeah.
Like, you have to explore a whole new map now because everything's been ruined and destroyed. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was so cool.
It was an awesome video game moment.
And I like how the game switched from to Celes, or how you pronounce her name.
Yeah, Celes was the new hero. I mean, it didn't really have a main character. It was unique like that.
Yeah, it was kind of more like Terra at the beginning,
and Locke and Edgar.
Yeah, but yeah, it was cool, and you didn't have to bring Gal back into your party. That was the best part.
I brought Gal back in.
You didn't have to.
Mog was the best.
Well, I guess Gal. No, wait, because you need Mog to get the snowman.
Yeah, you needed Mog to get Umaru.
But you didn't need Gal for anything, right? You didn't need Gal to get.
You didn't need to get Gal. You had to just go back to the Veld and recruit. I don't remember his name.
Hey, did you ever try to get? You had to kill a bunch of the Brachiosaurus in that little forest that would do Ultima when it died as its final blow, and you'd get something from it, and you'd go mod that to something else, and you'd go mod that to something else, and you'd go mod that to something, and it's all imp armor. And then try to beat the game with the imp armor as an imps. You imp yourself.
No.
I couldn't get like the last piece of armor. But
I never did that.
Yeah, I thought that was one of my goals.
Super Nintendo at the time, I had a Game Genie. And I played it first, like legit, just playing it. Because at the time it was a friend's borrowed copy, and I didn't want to play a Game Genie on his copy. But when I got my own copy, I played through it again where like everybody had like the Genji gloves, so everybody's attacking 4 times. It was just fun just to obliterate it and enjoy the story again. But, yeah. I don't have the patience to replay through long JRPGs anymore.
I do. I wish we had. I wish they would bring JRPGs back to America. I wish Square would do it.
There have been good ones, but you don't even have enough like a system that can play them anymore.
Oh, speaking of that, that's an excellent transition. So, like I said, I was going to get a PlayStation 4 if they were to ever make a 7. So, what game should I be getting to go back like that? I noticed they announced get an Arkham Knight bundle. But,
nah, you can pass on Arkham Knight.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I don't want to play Dance Dance Revolution with my Batman.
Like, are you looking just for like RPGs, or are you looking for?
I'm looking for like JRPGs and just anything good because like I trust your humor. You have a good offbeat humor in terms of like a fun game. Like remember Medieval? That was one of the funnest games on the PlayStation.
Medieval was pretty fun. I would say I'd recommend you get a PlayStation Gold account. It's $50 for a year. However, every single month there are games that you can download for free, and for as long as you maintain your gold status, they're free to play. In the past, they've had like Injustice, that DC fighting game.
Really?
Yeah, and you just download them, and as long as you keep them downloaded, they're totally free to play. And most of them are indie games, but every now and again we come across a neat gem. I'm trying to think of good like games that we've really gotten into on the PS4 that you might like. I'll come up with a list. I'll let you know next week.
Awesome. So you let us know.
I'll let you know. Yes.
I just bought my PS4 last week. I really like the Last of Us, but you can still play that for PS3.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of shooters or even third-person shooters. I'm just not a shooter person.
Neither mind, but that game is good.
I could definitely loan you Dragon Age Inquisition, which is if you want like an RPG. It's not a JRPG, but if you want like an RPG adventure, Dragon Age Inquisition. It is a freaking adventure and a half. I'll bring it for you. Are you playing tomorrow?
What?
Are you playing tomorrow?
Yeah, but I'm not buying a PlayStation tomorrow.
Okay. Well, whenever you do, I will bring it for you and load it to you. That'll be a good RPG to begin your journey.
Well, if you watch my Periscope of me beating the retro gaming store, I've got 3 RPGs to beat before I can.
All right. Well, still, whenever you get it, we'll get you in the Dragon Age eventually. Awesome.
I appreciate.
That's it.
I've got some good news that I think you're going to enjoy
What's
quite
the
a
good
bit.
news?
The Rock is to star in a movie adaptation of the 80s video game Rampage. That's so awesome. I hope he's the monkey.
It honestly sounds like it's going to be a B movie that goes right to Netflix.
Oh,
It sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like that movie with Danny Trejo and Danny Glover. Like
Badasses.
yeah,
Badasses
Badasses and the sequel or the sequel to the trilogy, Badasses in the Bayou. Like, I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a bad but good action movie.
It sounds dumb fun. Like, we were talking to Hunter before that, and I'd like to see a Castlevania video game. Because, I mean, literally, it's your 3-act structure is like mini-boss is the end of Act 1, mini-boss end of Act 2, end of Act 3 is Dracula. I mean, that lends itself to...
Well, there's a lot to be said for stupid fun. And I don't think like movies like Transformers really know what they're talking about. Transformers is stupid action movie stuff trying to pass for something deeper than it is. But it's you have to like Jurassic World sounds like it's going to be great because it's just dinosaurs, let's run from the pterodactyls. It's fun.
So this just totally occurred to me while we were talking about that. But like, okay, so Castlevania takes place in a castle. What if we gave it a big Die Hard feel to it? Like, he never leaves the castle. He has to climb his way up to the top.
To be fair, most of the Castlevanias stopped being in just castles.
Yeah.
Like, got to a certain point where, like,
I'm gonna say,
open world Vania.
I'm gonna straight up go for the record that I was a fan of Castlevania 2 and I was a fan of Zelda 2.
Flawed games.
Oh, those were so much fun.
Flawed.
This guy knows what I'm talking about, right? Zelda 2 was the bomb.
No.
Zelda 2 was...
The Adventure of Link. I never could beat it, dude. That Shadow Link was like...
But the weird thing is that there's a trick to beat the Shadow Link. You just crouch in the corner and just keep stabbing. He'll just keep walking into you.
Really? So it's like the sweep from Mortal Kombat.
You were so close.
Yeah, I've beaten that game, but I'm not proud of it. I just beat it because it was on my collector's disc for GameCube.
Castlevania 2 was...
Where you traveled back and forth?
Cryptic back to the point where nobody could reliably beat it. Without Nintendo power. But that was part of the brilliance of Nintendo back in the day. I mean, I have my own fondness for stupidly hard games because I love Battletoads. I never beat Battletoads, but I got to the thing with like the spiral unicycle that you're riding.
I'm looking forward to that because, like, probably within the next 5 years, we're going to have somebody running for president that can say, like, on their claim for fame is that they beat Battletoads. And who's going to eat that up? Us. Our generation's going to be like, yes!
Our generation will eat that up, but I don't think they'll ever be on it then.
What?
Like,
that'll be my campaign promise. I'll be like, I will, instead of a debate, I will challenge my opponent to some 8-bit video games, and we'll see how it goes.
We're still way too uptight as a culture for that to be a thing. Like, you couldn't be like, well, I used to play Street Fighter and I was Zangief, and then the next day it'd be like President so and so is in connection with Russia, with the USSR, and like our culture's way too uptight. All right, well, what's our next news?
Anyway, yeah. So Castlevania movie, y'all work on that. Oh yeah, and I'm looking forward to Rampage. I think it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, depending on what The Rock plays.
What's he gonna play? A general? He's gonna be the main monsters.
Yeah, but there are 3 main monsters.
Yeah, well, the lizard was the girl.
That's true. It couldn't be Lizzie.
I don't see him as the wolf. I think he is best
He's
as
gonna be the
monkey.
monkey.
I would much rather him be the wolf. That sounds so much cooler.
No way, he's
The
King
wolf was
Kong.
the best one.
The wolf was Ralph.
Okay, so like, was the wolf in the first?
Yeah,
He was the first one?
The first one was one of the first like 3-player consoles. I think it was 3 players. Oh, I know that all 3 monsters were in it.
Okay,
I don't know about the first one. I've only played 64.
Yeah, it was so long ago that I played it, but like,
That's some classic
Dude.
stuff. And it drags.
the best part though is that unlimited continues. So it's just like you just keep playing. It's like they knew that you wanted to crash buildings.
Yeah, on the NES it took forever to beat, but it was cathartic for a kid.
Yeah, it was like, why do I have to go back to California twice? That was weird.
I mean, I got a lot less slack for breaking windows, in that game than I did in real life. In real life, just punching them like a lunatic. All right,
Man, that game was so much fun. All right, so we've got one more rumor. This is a good rumor. It's by Latino Movie Review, so of course it's you got to take it with a grain of salt. But they've been surprisingly awesome in terms of stuff. They broke the Spider-Man, but they're saying that there is going to be a Fantastic Four X-Men crossover movie.
It's hard to really comment on that until we see the new Fantastic
That is
Four
a
movie.
very good point. But
I mean, from what I saw of it, it looks promising, but I don't like how Doom looks.
I haven't seen the picture of Doom.
I just saw in that clip of the one little trailer. It just looked like the mask had like lips. Like, I don't know. Like, you know how Ultron kind of had lips?
Yeah.
Like, Doom's mask has the same. It's like, well, Doom's mask, it's not actually him. It's an iron mask. But I don't know. Like it's hard to say. I mean, I like the Fantastic Four a lot. I like Thing. I mean, everybody likes Thing. It's pretty much, even if people don't like Fantastic Four, they all like Ben Grimm.
I don't.
Well, then go away. Like, I like Mr. Fantastic because he's so creepy. Like,
I like this. Was it Steve Carell who did them in the Venture Brothers?
yeah, that voiced him.
Yeah.
But like they're making him younger now, and I think it's going to help him sell better. But it's so much creepier when it's like a guy like in his late 40s with the silver in his hair,
Hitting on Jessica Alba.
and twisting all over the place, and with horrible CGI. There's kind of an old sci-fi charm in that weirdness.
I mean, and now that you really think about it, like his power is just bad for movies.
Yeah, really.
Visually, it's not a cool
It's
power.
not appealing in the least. But and I actually
They should replace him with Herbie. That'd be so much better.
Well, I'd like to get the like a different Fantastic Four. Let's get in Ghost Rider and She-Hulk.
Crystal.
Hmm?
Crystal.
Medusa.
Just different.
Not Spider-Man, because obviously they don't have the rights to that.
Yeah.
They should bring back Thing Ring. That'd be so great.
Did you hear the other bit of news? I don't know if this is a rumor or if it was confirmed, but they said Spider-Man's supposed to be in Civil War.
Yeah, that's been.
All right.
Civil War or Age of Ultron?
Civil War.
They announced Civil War officially.
Civil War. In Age of Ultron. Obviously not Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
There's also a rumor going around that Thanos won't be the main villain in Infinity Wars.
They're drawing that out as much as they can.
Yeah, that's lame. We've came for 2 sequels to see Thanos. We want to see Thanos.
Yeah. Oh well.
But yeah, so there's that, and Black Panther's supposed to show up in Captain America 3, so it's like.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of cool rumors going around. I hope they are as true or as cool as they are in my head.
Do you mind spoilers?
On what?
You saw Inside Out.
Arkham Knight.
I do mind spoilers on Arkham Knight.
Okay.
Sorry.
I could give you some. There is some pretty cool news in that game, but
I'll play through and I'll see it sooner or later.
yeah.
So, have you seen Inside Out?
No.
You should. That'll be the positive note. Go see Inside Out. I don't care if you don't have kids or not. It's a good movie. I saw it last week, and I actually might go see it again. It was very uplifting. It was very fun. And Lewis Black had a way of stealing every scene he was in.
How was Mindy Kaling in it?
She was actually a little bit underutilized. And I like Mindy Kaling.
I like
but
Mindy Kaling a lot.
She just, like, her character didn't have that many lines. I would actually say she was probably the least used out of all the main 5. It was mostly about joy and sadness.
Yeah.
And Amy Poehler gave her great, uplifting performance.
Who was Sadness again?
I forget her name, because she was in a show, I think she was in The Office.
She was the girl from The Office. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and I've never seen The Office, so I'm not too familiar with her. But she did a good job.
Fun fact: if that's who I'm thinking of, she was actually the casting director, and she was or one of the casting people, and she was just reading lines off against opposite people from the TV show.
All right.
And they liked her reading as her so much they cast her in it.
That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, if you're at all interested in like just good storytelling, a movie that I don't even think this is really a spoiler to say, but a movie that doesn't have a villain, a movie that's just about life, about how things operate, and just it was so good. It was a beautiful movie. Like, for as ridiculous as it was, I actually teared up at more than one place. Because it's just so good. I can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah, that's Pixar for you. They're good at getting certain emotions going on
I mean,
there.
it's kind of hard to say with like Star Wars, like, still coming up, but probably my movie of the year. I can't imagine Star Wars eliciting the same emotional reaction. It'd be like, oh, look at the ships. I'd be like, wow, that's a lot of Gungans.
And that's where we cut.